Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you for choosing to view my video. In this video, I'll mainly be talking about my journey from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to Bangalore, India. I'll be talking about all the steps that I took prior to the journey, about the COVID testing, about the actual journey, and what happened when I landed in Bangalore. So if this is something that you are looking for, then I highly suggest you watch till the end of the video. Because I'll be trying to answer some of the doubts that I had personally prior to my journey. If this video still doesn't answer any of your questions, then please do drop the question in the comment section below. I'll try my best to answer it to the best of my knowledge. So here we go. So the first step that I took towards my journey, which I just mentioned, was the actual booking of flights. I'd suggest you book the flights well in advance. I also suggest you to keep yourself up to date with the latest rules and regulations with respect to international borders. There are high chances that they keep changing due to the changing conditions of coronavirus. My journey was on April 9, 2021. The itinerary is from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to New York, from New York to Dubai, and then from Dubai to Bangalore. The flight from Fort Lauderdale to New York was operated by JetBlue, even though I booked the tickets on Emirates website. And the flights from New York to Dubai and then from Dubai to Bangalore was operated by Emirates. Coming to COVID testing, the requirement for my journey was that I had to get a negative RT-PCR report 72 hours prior to the journey. Now, the 72 hours is not prior to the journey from Fort Lauderdale to New York, but the 72 hours is actually from the journey from New York to Dubai. So that is something that was very confusing to me, but this is very clear. The COVID testing should be taken 72 hours before the actual Emirates flight and not 72 hours prior to the domestic flight. I highly suggest you take the COVID testing in at least 2 places, mainly because there are high chances that you might not receive your results before your journey. Since I live in Florida, I took my tests in MD Now Urgent Care Center as well as in Walgreens. Now, I got a negative report from MD Now within like 12 to 16 hours. But the report from Walgreens I received just before my flight in Emirates. So all the more reason for you to get your testing done in at least 2 places. In MD Now, there was an expert who took our samples, whereas in Walgreens we have to do it ourselves. So here's a quick snippet of how we took our own samples at Walgreens. Once you receive a negative RT-PCR test report, the next step for you would be to go to the Air Suvidha portal, download the self-declaration form and fill the form. In the self-declaration form, you will have to upload the negative RT-PCR test report. So it is very important for you to have the test report first before actually filling the form. Now, while filling the self-declaration form, we had one major doubt. There is a field in the self-declaration form where we need to enter the flight details, and the flight details that you actually need to enter is the flight that actually reaches Bangalore, and not the flights prior to your journey. So in my case, it was the flight from Dubai to Bangalore that I entered in the self-declaration form, and not the flights before it. So once you submit your self-declaration form, you will actually be receiving a reference number along with the application that you submitted. This is very important, and this you need to take at least 4 printouts of this application along with the reference number, as well as 4 printouts of your negative RT-PCR test report. You will be asked to show both the self-declaration form as well as the negative RT-PCR test report at the airports before actually boarding the flight. So for anyone who has a similar itinerary as I do, all you need to do is actually check in your baggage at Fort Lauderdale International Airport when you go to the JetBlue counter, and they will basically take care of actually transferring your luggage at the New York airport. So you need not do anything at the New York airport, and you will directly receive your luggage at Bangalore. Once we reach the Dubai airport, things get a bit serious. Before boarding, the Emirates staff will verify all the details in your self-declaration form as well as your negative RT-PCR report. So make sure you fill out the self-declaration form right, and make sure you have the copy of the self-declaration form. They also make sure that you have at least 2 copies of the self-declaration form as well as the negative RT-PCR report. That is the reason I mentioned earlier in the report that you should have at least 4 copies, just to be sure and just to be safe. It is only after the Emirates staff verify your details, and only after verifying that everything is right, that is when they let you board the flight. For the flight from Dubai to Bangalore, they also provide you face shields in addition to the masks that you already wear. They also provide PPE kits for selected seats, that is for all the seats that are in the middle of any group of seats. Also, this flight, I guess at least for our journey on April 9th, it operated in half the capacity, so there was ample amount of space between the passengers in the flight. So yeah, the next step is Bangalore. After landing in Bangalore at the Kempegowda International Airport, we also need to get tested there at the airport because we are coming from Dubai. Things in Bangalore are very organized. There is no room for confusion there. The first step would be to collect a form as well as the testing kit. Now while you're waiting in the line to actually get tested, just verify that the serial number in the form and the serial number on the testing kit matches. Next, the health experts or the doctors at the airport, they collect the sample and they basically collect the test tube as well that contains our specimen. The next step would be to actually fill the form. Once you fill the form, you then join the line to generate an ID, which they call as the SRF ID. Once you generate the ID, the next step would be payment. We opted for 8 hours results test, so that costed us 800 per head. Once we paid for our tests, the next step would be thermal screening. Once we pass the thermal screening, then we basically join the line where they check our oxygen levels. Once we are done with that check, the next line would be a line where they verify our self-declaration form, our negative RT-PCR test, and as well as the boarding pass. Once we pass through all these lines, the next step would be immigration, get the passport stamped, collect your baggage, and then welcome to Bangalore. Once you are out of the Bangalore International Airport, just be careful and follow the social distancing protocol. Even though we got our negative test report from the test taken in the airport fairly quickly, we did isolate ourselves from the family just to ensure their safety. So yeah, that brings an end to my video for my journey from Florida to Bangalore. I hope I've answered some of your questions at least. If you have even more questions, then please comment below as to what it is. I will get back to you, and I will ensure that I'll answer your question to the best of my knowledge. So thank you for choosing to view my video again. Please do subscribe to my channel if you can. Thank you.